Once again, it's a privilege to be welcomed into your homes. Today we are reading from Matthew chapter 20, verse 1 to 16. Jesus told his disciples this parable. The kingdom of heaven is like a landowner who went out at dawn to hire laborers for his vineyard. After agreeing with them for the usual daily wage, he sent them into his vineyard. Going out about 9 o'clock, he saw others standing idle in the marketplace. And he said to them, "You too go into my vineyard, and I will give you what is just." So they went off. And he went out again around noon and around 3 o'clock, and did likewise. Going out about 5 o'clock, he found others standing around, and said to them, "Why do you stand here idle all day?" They answered, "Because no one has hired us." He said to them, "You too go into my vineyard." When it was evening, the owner of the vineyard said to his foreman, "Summon the laborers and give them their pay, beginning with the last and ending with the first." When those who had started about 5 o'clock came, each received the usual daily wage. So when the first came, they thought that they would receive more, but each of them also got the usual wage. And on receiving it, they grumbled against the landowner, saying, "These last ones worked only 1 hour, and you have made them equal to us, who bore the day's burden and the heat." He said to one of them in reply, "My friend, I'm not cheating you. Did you not agree with me for the usual daily wage? Take what is yours and go. What if I wish to give this last the same as you? Or am I not free to do as I wish with my own money? Are you envious because I'm generous? Thus the last will be first, and the first will be last." Some of the parables of Jesus can be very unsettling because they don't seem to play by the rules that govern most human relationships. In the parable of the prodigal son, some wonder why the father was so generous towards someone who had shown himself thoughtless and self-indulgent rebel. Many people have the same reaction to today's parable. They grumble alongside the laborers in the parable who worked all day, asking why those who worked for 1 hour should be receiving the same payment as those that have borne the heat and burden of the entire working day. They feel as if those who worked all day have been unjustly treated. Yet, by means of this story, Jesus was perhaps showing that the God whom he called Father was not a God of strict justice, as humans normally understand it. God's generous spirit was so great that it couldn't be confined within the limits of strict human justice. In the parable, the landowner gave a day's wage to those who worked for a day. They received a just wage, the wage that had been agreed upon at the beginning of the day. However, the landowner chose to be exceptionally generous to the men who worked only an hour, giving them a day's wage too. He chose to pay all the workers a living wage, even if they hadn't earned it. Jesus reveals a God who wants to be as generous as possible with the gift of salvation, the gift of life. God does not relate to us on the basis of what we have earned or deserved. God relates to us out of generosity, which is more than human. God gives us life in abundance as a free gift. What we have done to earn it is not ultimately decisive. Rather than being disturbed by such a parable, it can be heard as good news for all of us. Dear friends, God relates to us in this generous way to inspire us to be as generous in our dealings with each other as God is with us. Shalom. Peace.